Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is me, Dukect T, here live with my brand new Blue Snowball Nike and Mike. Hopefully you can hear me crystal clear here live on TalkShoe.com and on, here in the Dukect Lounge. Also, hopefully you're hearing me not only live, but also hopefully on iTunes, on Freaking Awesome Network, my my blogspot page, Medic Expression, and everywhere. Oh, zipcast.com and Jessica Forums and the Jack Out of Glass video forums. I need to start posting that stuff. In fact, I'm going to do a lot of updates not only on my YouTube page, which you can find this stuff here as well, but also some reviews and everything else I might be putting up there soon, probably this weekend. But anyway, welcome to the new year, everyone. Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Oh gosh, WWE. Wow, it has been a very interesting new year for the WWE. Big injuries, but also big arrivals, supposedly. If it couldn't it is not a news item, it is not a rumor. It is supposedly a couple members of the Bullet Club. Yes, AJ Styles, Karl Anderson, and Doc Gallows are looking like to be going to WWE. And not only that, Nakamura. Let's see. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing this right. I am pronouncing his name right because if I get him wrong, there could be people bitching me and such. Shinsuke Nakamura, the king of strong style, is also WWE bound as well, and he is the right now. Let's see. Shinsuke Nakamura, the current reigning IC champion of New Japan Pro Wrestling, the Intercontinental Champion. He is the Intercontinental Champion of New Japan of the the IWGP Intercontinental Champion. He is. He is the IWGP Intercontinental Champion. He is but he will, unlike Del Rio, drop the belt, so I think he will. And honestly, I have no idea what type of the style is, because I don't think he's going to be King of Strong Style. I don't think King of Strong Style is going to be in the WWE since there are a rash of injuries. I just think that he's going to be in WWE. He's got to learn the WWE style because, oh goodness, I worry if someone like Dolph Ziggler had to face someone like Shinsuke Nakamura, oh goodness, and he had to go if they wanted to go all out. Just imagine that, boys and girls. How long you think Dolph Ziggler will go until he just implodes and all there be just be healed after the match? There will be nothing but powder, some blonde hair, some powder, and his jean jacket. That's it. That will be only things left of Ziggler if he had to go facing Nakamura with his strong style. Come on, man. You know that's gonna happen. But this is the really big pickups. I think this could be a really big. I don't think he's gonna do the Bong Yi. I think that's not gonna be another thing. Maybe I don't know what they're gonna do. Maybe the landslide as well. Maybe I think it's going to be. I don't think he's going to be using those hard knee strikes. I don't think so. And also something very interesting that the WWE not only taking AJ Styles, I think those going to be great hires as well, But supposedly the rumor is that they bought the Bullet Club trademark. They have bought the Bullet Club trademark. So if this is the case, they really are going all in. They're not going to have the Baylor Club. They might have the Bullet Club. They might actually, and this would be a great. I know they probably not going to do it for the Rumble, but that will be awesome if they do it. Finn Balor debuts with the Bullet Club. If AJ Styles there and all those guys, it would be amazing. I know majority of people won't know who they are, but dang it, I will be marking out. Uh, they try to do this at WrestleMania, but I don't think they're gonna do that. I think they will probably wait until Finn Balor and all those guys are built up. I think maybe around SummerSlam, that big summer angle, that would be interesting. If they do away with the authority and such, and just have Finn Balor be, in the Bullet Club run rush shot, which would be great. It'd be interesting. But because they do, but um, let me take these back on the exciting stuff. But there has been some really interesting news, but also some bad news. Very, very bad news for the um, WWE and such. Right, very bad news. Uh, very bad news, ladies and gentlemen. The injuries. The injuries are just insane. I'm I mean, wow. Let's see. So many injuries. Let's see. You have John Cena now being out for 6 and 9 months. 6 and 9 months because of the his shoulder injury. But also Randy Orton, he's gonna be out for majority of the year. I think he has like a torn rotator cuff. Just look at the injury check and see. Okay, here's people injured. John Cena out for 6 9 for the shoulder from early January 2016, so he's gonna be out for 6 and 9 months. Randy Orton, he has 7 to 12 months with a shoulder and neck injuries from the from early October 2015. Seth Rollins from his knee, I think his ACL something. He's out for until I don't know for probably until like to summer of this year. Sting out indefinitely from a neck injury. Sting is out indefinitely. I think this might be a strong song. He's going to be tired because of his neck. Tyson Kidd, he's still out because of the I believe of the neck of his the Samoa Joe's finishing mover, the Muscle Buster, um, and such. You have Connor out with a broken jaw. King Barrett injury with his neck. Hideo Tommy from with his injury with his shoulder from May of last year. Daniel Bryan out with a concussion. Cesaro out with his shoulder for he's gonna be out for shoulder from November to 20 from last year from last November. He's out. Alex Riley out for 6 months. Um, out 6 months with a knee from May 2015. He's cleared to return, but I don't think he's going to be wrestling anytime soon. I think the boat has been missed. I know there's someone on the Freaking Awesome Network forums, Catch Us 22. Sadly, the Alex Riley train is gone. The Alex Riley train is done. The train is derailed. It's over. He's gone. And hopefully they can never have him announcing ever again. Maybe he could just do press work. I don't know. I don't know. The Alex Riley train is over. And also the ladies are hurt as well. You had Dana Brooke, the pectoral muscle. She was out from October. She's still appearing on TV, looking at as a manager, which I think would be more interesting. I think she has the charisma to do so. Nikki Bella is out with a neck injury, and now supposedly Sasha Banks is supposedly out indefinitely with an undisclosed injury. Yes, I just heard this today. Sasha Banks is out. My goodness, the injuries for the WWE. And this opens up another couple questions. Oh, we have a guest here. Guest two, how are you doing? Remember, if you want to call in and do all that crazy stuff, Remember the phone number. I should have said this at the beginning of the show because, I'm supposed to be so professional. I have a new mic. I'm supposed to sound professional. The phone number to call in is 724-444-7444. And everything. The number once again is 724-444-7444. And the call D to connect to me, Duke CT, is 92417. Once again, the call D is 92417. Call in and tell your thoughts out on the live program. But remember, if you don't call in, you can always leave a comment or a little email from I will put the email. In fact, starting right now, I'm going to be more proactive getting my social stuff out there. You'll have links to my Facebook page, my show's Facebook page, Duke CT Productions, as well as my email on the description, so you can email me questions or things like things you want me to review or take a look at or things like that. So that will be on the show. You can email me and see things like that. And remember, you can always call in the show and everything else. Hopefully, I sound pretty daggone good with this new microphone and all of these things. All right, but yeah. Back to my main point. It seems the WWE, if this does not seem to be a scream or cry out for an off season, I don't know what is. This old archaic mindset, and it is an archaic mindset that the off season, the WWE, the off season, they'll leave. No, no. If you have good content, as you show us, say, Lucha Underground, if people like your stuff, they will come back and they will like and they will follow you. Like in every show out there, if the show is good, they will come back for the second season. Let your guys rest, since you are doing this more of a strenuous, more indie type style you're having in WWE. Maybe you let these guys rest, and maybe, just maybe, they wouldn't be injured as such. Or heck, do what I think I put the link in the description. Brian Zane's idea of a rotating roster of people doing off seasons and such. Rotate them off. Keep rotating these guys off. Heck, even better, if they are even more interesting, here's something more interesting I think they should do. Make them, if they are, just have, if they want to work shows, let them work shows. And let, that sort of thing. Let them work shows. Let them be independent contractors. You know, unless that sort of thing. Let them be independent contractors. I mean that's what they should be doing. The independent contractors, let them work other shows they need to do so, and that sort of thing. But that's just my personal thing. Also, there's a lot of people right now are like, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Who's gonna be the guys to step up? I mean, Roman Reigns, they better have Roman Reigns hurt and everything else, and all that stuff. I mean, who's gonna be the guys to main event WrestleMania? Everything's kept. People, calm down. They probably have some plans. The main thing is probably gonna be Triple H and Roman Reigns. I think Lesnar is gonna do something as well. Undertaker's still gonna probably fight someone. I think there's still plenty of matches, and there's other guys, young guys. You got Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, um, Kevin Owens, Kalisto, guys. Those guys, I think they can be helpful. I think you can build those guys up. Heck, you have the New Day and Rusev as well. Rusev, I think you could salvage him. I don't know if you can salvage Sheamus or Del Rio at this point. I think Del Rio just lost to Kalisto. Maybe he's finally going to drop the United States title, which would be nice to do to Kalisto because the dude is over as hell. And honestly, at this point, if he does beat him, it just proves right there you didn't need to re-sign Del Rio because you had that young Latino star in Kalisto. So why did you re-sign Del Rio to that nice big fat contract you could be using to actually pay more? So get more interesting talent. I mean, you already are getting more. Maybe if you didn't give Del Rio all the money and have him come back looking as bland, boring, and stoic as ever. Hell, when he left, he was actually feeling good. He looked like he was having fun. Now he just looks like he's just there for the goddamn paycheck. He looks like he has no real reason to be there. He looks like he's just it's obligation. Like until he gets there, like I got my money, I don't give a crap. And honestly, it looks like and it performs and this stuff. When's the last time I see him? The one time I saw him getting emotional and any type of emotion was him and John Cena, that type of thing in Brooklyn. That was it. There was nothing else there. There was nothing. Him being just so stoic. You could have people being stoic, but I want him to show at least somewhat of emotion. There has to be something. There is no emotion for Del Rio. And that's a shame. A crying shame. See what other things I can talk about. What type of matches they need to do? I think Roman Reigns needs to go over eventually. I mean, he has to. Part of me thinks they should drop. He should lose the belt. Triple H, no, not to someone else or something, and have them face Lesnar. I think Ambrose Lesnar would be interesting. I think that'd be fun. And have Triple H versus Roman Reigns, and have a career versus career type match. Roman Reigns wins. The Authority is gone forever, permanently, and honestly, again, have real consequences, which the WWE seems to lack to do. They did it. The WWE did that with the Survivor Series in 2014. Ziggler looked like $1,000,000. Now he's just a face in the crowd because you just undid. You need to have consequences, true, tangible consequences for this whole evil boss storyline. It needs to have a very concrete ending because it doesn't. At this point, like I said previously, on my video, why they suck is that it gets to a point you asked, why are these people working there? What is the point of them working there? What is the point? If they're going to have this evil boss storyline, what is the point of them still working there? If they're going to continue getting screwed, anyone who gets a face pop or, well, Vince McMahon doesn't like them, they're going to have to get a whole screw job and everything. Everyone has to walk behind pins and needles. It doesn't make any doggone sense. People stop, and that's the reason why ratings are so daggone low. They're sick and tired of the same old crap. Doesn't matter how good this thing is. I don't care. It's the same story. And I am sick to death of this old, crappy, it is beaten beyond death. There is nothing. There's not even powder anymore. There's air. You can't get blood from this stone anymore, WWE, and everywhere else. Please, the evil authority figure needs to go. It needs to die to death. I thought it was when authority was gone in 2014 in Survivor Series and actually had some type of consequences. But no, 1 month later, they back. Yay! This is again what's going on. When you haven't set up a situation where there's no consequences, oh hey, what's up, guest three? When you have no consequences, this stuff is going to happen, and I think hopefully people will stop agreeing and start agreeing and such. Hopefully, and everything like that. If you have this problem right here, this whole thing, if you cannot have, heck, get without it. I mean, the whole even the divas when they put up the divas, there was no real point to the divas evolution. Nothing changed. Nothing really mattered. Heck, the most important thing could have mattered when Charlotte could have stopped Nikki from breaking the record from AJ, which at that point seemed to be so petty to have her win the thing. Beyond that, which is to me stupid and such, they missed their chance. So they had to fast forward a heel turn from Paige, then having Charlotte turn her heel, and honestly, I don't care. They made me not care about Charlotte, which, funny enough, I actually liked Charlotte in NXT. I liked her. They actually had her a defined character. Here in the WWE, in the main roster, she's nothing. She's beyond nothing. She is just another face in the crowd, Well, bitches be crazy, yo. That's the problem with the divas right there. No real defined characters, and nothing matters. That is the whole epitaph of WWE. Nothing matters. Doesn't matter how many championships you win. Doesn't matter how many matches you win and you lose. Whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. There is no consequences. There is no. Um, there's no real tangible thing to actually get hooked up for week in and week out. That's what's the reason why WWE ratings are falling, because there is no incentive to have the person continue to watch. There's no incentive. Oh, hi, guest 3, by the way. Remember, if you don't want to call in, chat, my friend. The chat room is always free. But back to my main point. When you have no real tangible reason, where there's no consequences, where everyone's booked 50-50, a win here, a loss there, a win there, a loss there. There's no real dominance. But I mean, no real person actually looking really better than someone else. The only thing I saw that in 2015 was the ECW. Well, yeah, thinking about things that should be gone away. The manga corpse of ECW, the Team ECW, Team Extreme, Tommy Dreamer, Rhino, and the Dudleys facing against the Wyatt family. The Wyatt family won every single match. Oh yeah, and who is this guest? Yeah, what have you? I couldn't believe when I heard Roman will be in the Rumble. Yeah, it's 1392 again, but that's it's the evil boss storyline. It's the evil boss thing again. My hope after this whole craziness, after WrestleMania, after all of this, the WWE take a good, long, hard look at what it does and says, maybe we should be doing the evil boss storyline. Maybe we should be doing something else. Maybe we should be looking at just being a wrestling company. The wrestlers should be the main star, not the authority figure. They got that right in NXT. Why in the hell aren't they doing this in the main roster? Makes no gosh darn sense. Makes no damn sense. Any way you look at it. Anyway, I'm going to take a smaller break. Going to take a little break here. And we'll be talking about TNA, boys and girls. So, got that popularity train keeps on coming. Yeah, a positive train. We're going to be talking about that. But, and talk about Pop and the debut and all the good and the bad and the holy crap why. Anyway, we'll be taking a small little musical break. The next song here is going to be might be, it is going to be my season 4 premiere song, Mega Man 3. Let's see, Mega Man Harder Than Steel, the artist of Megas, which will be at MagFest, which I am going to be at, boys and girls, and I'm going to be partying hard with the rest of those crazy cats and those crazy cats and dogs up there. All right? We'll be right back right after this here live on the Dukect Lounge. Hopefully you can hear me perfectly with this brand new microphone and pop filter. So there you go. Let's listen to Mega Man 3 Harder Than Steel OC Remix, the Megas. So hopefully you guys and gals like that. We'll be right back right after this. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, here live in the Dukect Lounge. Phone number, if you want to call in and be a part of the craziness, is 724-444-7444. Once again, the phone number is 724-444-7444. And the call ID to connect to me, Dukect, is 92417. Once again, it is 92417. And also, if you're not going to see this live, how dare you? But do not worry, my fellow friends. You can also get this show from iTunes. Also, from my YouTube page, youtube.com/DukecT. Also on Freaking Awesome Network. Also on the Zipcast. Also on ManicExpression.com. Also on the SessionCast Studio forums. Also on the Escapist forums. Also on ScrewAttack.com. And also on the That Guy with Glasses forums. I will post this as anywhere and everywhere I can to spread the gospel. That is Duke ZT. Okay. Also, I got some anything else. Some guestery, my awesome guestery. Um, says I think WWE is still trying to get Reigns over and just trying something that's worked before. Doesn't mean it's not tired though. Reigns still doesn't scream champion to me. I think Big E with this gimmick could be for title. Would love to see that he's wildly entertaining. True. Also, I personally would like Big E. Personally, I want Kofi Kingston because he's actually funny. I think Big E would be better as that. Yo, so I think maybe Big E should wait, like maybe late 2016, maybe early 2017. That's just me. But I can that's interesting. The Reigns doesn't seem champion. They really, I mean, it took them a while. It took them a while, Guestery, to really give him the whole push. It took them a while to get him to be that because they started at Royal Rumble. They booed him at Royal Rumble. They booed him, man. They booed him all the other places. They didn't like him. He started to get the respect. And then finally, after booking him like actually the monster that he is, him killing everyone, he's over. Surprise! Oh, you have a big Samoan guy. You don't book him like trying to book him like The Rock or something. No, he kills people. It's like basically trying to make, you know, it's like basically trying to book Captain America as a heel. You're not gonna do it. It's not possible. Too much. He's too likable. Or just trying to book, say, Batman not to be a sociopath. It's not possible unless it's Batman Brave and the Bold. Yeah, Batman Brave and the Bold, which is awesome. But exceptions everywhere. I just destroy my analogy. But live everybody. Man. Um. Well, let's see. What should we talk about? Let's talk about TNA. Oh, oh, TNA. Oh, the Impact Wrestling premiere on Pop. I gotta talk about this. I actually had to watch. I watched, and wow, what an underwhelming debut. First, you had Dixie Carter with the set. I will say the set looks nice. It looks like a really nice set. It differentiates from WWE. It has some of that NXT type feel, that type of like low budget, but yet just seems like it's a big deal, but it's like less setup and everything. Something like that. You know, I feel that really really spoke to be a very positive thing. Just doing some stretching, by the way. Everyone should do this once in a while since you can't sit down there forever. So, yeah, very professional. But back to my main point. Um, uh, be more comfortable. TNA. There was some positive stuff here. There was some semi decent stuff. James Storm coming back pouring beer money. And honestly, regardless of what I thought about James Storm and him coming back to TNA, and some call him the dumbest man, and I question his intelligence, but you know, I think his might be his last call. So I think he will probably be. This might be 2016 might be the last ride out for the Cowboy. So 2016 and 2017 might be his last road. That's why he took a lot of money from TNA and he's back to forming beer money, which is going to be interesting. And heck, it gives Bobby Roode something to do. So yeah. Next, what else? Positive. The Miracle came in. Um, I I liked him. Uh, um, it's he you know did I mean him and Maria Canas, I can't pronounce her name. She yeah, Mike Bennett and Maria Canales, they both really sound good. I mean, they both really brought something. The promo was actually pretty good. Uh, something to effect and such. And even though he looked like the white Armando, I thought he was gonna go. Also, you could also call me Alejandro Estrada, or something like that. I hope Orlando Estrada. Gosh, I miss him. I do. I miss that crazy guy. I liked him. Why couldn't he stay at ECW, man? I don't know how he got to be ECW GM. But yeah, it was fun. But yeah. Uh, but gosh, everything else terrible. Awesome Kong joined up with Dollhouse. Stupid. After a very mediocre match with Gail. I mean, honestly, that's probably all the knockouts there. And by the way, Rebel is part of Dollhouse because there's no Taryn anymore. I don't really care for Taryn. Um, but yeah, Taryn. But seriously, on the real, Taryn found God, and left. She found Jesus and like, Jesus, take the wheel, and Jesus took the wheel and drove her right out of TNA. Praise the Lord. You say there's no such thing as miracles. They said there's no miracles. There's no miracles, Daddy. Jesus drove her right out of that company. Also, uh, Josh Matthews and Pope. Oh gosh, why? People, I always say that when you leave the W, I thought Josh Matthews, when he was in W, I thought he was decent. I thought he was okay. And I said, I didn't mind him for a while when he was in TNA, but he just steadily got worse and worse. And the Pope, who's like yelling all the time, that everything is a moment, it's a big time that, like, dude, you don't need to yell. And funny enough, when I'm doing it, but you don't need to yell every time you're making a big statement. It is just, and he doesn't know what he is. Pope doesn't know who's a heel, face. Gosh, dang it! It's just a horrible. He is the worst play-by-play man. He's gotten steadily got worse. Josh Matthews has steadily gotten worse when he was gotten to TNA. He just kept getting worse, and I, you know, I honestly thank goodness that TNA is not, you know, 3 hours like Raw. I would basically just jump off a bridge at that point. I can barely stand Brian Saxon, JBL, and Michael Cole, who are like, they are like great. You know what they are? They're Tony Schiavone, Mongo, and Eric Bischoff. You know, they're great compared to this chuckle fest, Pope and Josh. I could not take that. I mean, oh gosh, I can't. I just, it's just terrible. And I And by the way, the best highlight was shifts of Sheets Creek. Yeah, that was him. That was them. When Pope laughed at that, I was like, wow, that's the highlight because this was terrible. It was just a terrible joke. No, it was just, no, the show's terrible. By the way, which the funny enough about that show, Shifts Creek actually had a 5-minute trailer saying about what happened in the first season during the main event of the evening. That's right. They had only 6 or 7 minutes, 7 to 8 minutes to actually have a match where they will claim the vacant world title. Bravo, bravo, just bravo. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. Let's talk about the Bound for Glory World Title Series. All this build up, and the last 4 people. And we go back to the beginning of the segment. We're going back to it. We're going back. We're going back here. I'm taking you back. Back. Taking you back. Yes. Yes. I don't care if people hate on Tony Swan. He was awesome. Uh, so I'm taking back to the beginning. You had Dixie Carter with her plants. They're saying, and they all thank you, Dixie. Thank you, Dixie. Yeah, they're plants. Or maybe took the remaining people who do the TNA websites and such, the TNA meccas of the world, and just like and just had to just fill in the sound stage. Then and then after that, you had EC3. One of the positive things, like saying this whole thing was a sham, which is true. Which, by the way, if you haven't watched TNA, and bless you, um, all this world title tournament started because the mess of Bound for Glory. And if you need to see that, just watch my review. But here's a summary of it. Matt Hardy won the TNA World Title thanks to his brother, hitting EC3 with the chair and hitting the Twist of Fate on Drew Galloway. The guy, Drew Galloway, who is not in the finals, by the way, who is not in the finals. Yeah, of the World Title Series tour. So yeah, Drew Galloway, biggest dumbass of the planet. I still pronounce that of 2015. They said, "Oh, biggest disappointment." Um, they had like let's see, James Storm. No, biggest dumbass is Drew Galloway. Like big, put that right there. Someone do that, by the way. Just maybe I'll make it myself. I don't know, but just put like big dumbass of 2015 Drew Galloway. He's like rising something like that. Seriously, uh, I'm not good at Photoshop skills, but someone someone's listening, make that into a thing because he is the biggest dumbass who putting Matt Hardy in a situation, and yet just are the biggest geek, just the biggest loser or something like that. But then again, that's something for another time. You had EC3 come out here and say, and after that crazy stuff, EC3 filed an injunction, a legal injunction, to basically just stop TNA from ever having any shows again with Matt Hardy as champion. So they gave up the belt, and Matt Hardy gave up the belt, and they had this whole TNA World Title tournament, and they had filled it up with people who are there and people who are not there, yada yada yada. It kept going and going, 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 going. And then we get to the night, and the night get to the night, and it's between. It is between, ladies and gentlemen. It is between um, EC3, Matt Hardy, Lashley, and Eric Young, the bearded terror. And then EC3 goes in the ring saying it's not fair that the World Series title ends when I say it ends, and it will end when I become the new champion. Then Matt Hardy comes out saying it's not her Dixie's fault. Oh no, it's not the patron saints Dixie fault. No, it's my fault. I could take the heat. Take the heat. You take everything else, man. Yeah, it is your fault, Matt. kept whining last year, but I didn't need him, man. EC3 beat you numerous times. He beat you in your match. He beat you when your brother was on the line. When your brother was your brother was like, okay, if you beat me, if you beat me, you get your title. But if you lose, you lose. If you lose, Matt, I take your brother as your personal assistant. Jeff Hardy, he lost that. He kept losing after EC3. Now he, looks like he's the only chance he actually beat him was in a triple threat match where he did not pin him. He did not pin EC3. So in my eyes and everyone else's, he still is the undefeated, unbroken, unbeatable EC3. By the way, he's supposed to be the villain, by the way, EC3. Doesn't seem to, in my case, no. And back to the whole promo. And then you have Matt Hardy saying he's going to be champion. And then Eric Young comes out of nowhere and starts fighting him, beating himself, and then beating him down. Next thing you know, you have Bobby Lashley come out. And he started fighting. Everyone started brawling. Everyone started doing everything else, taking down Tyrus, Eric Young. Before Eric Young and all the crazy stuff, he hits Matt Hardy with the back of the head, in his back, a steel chair. And that's going to come important later in his match against not EC, but Eric Young and Matt Hardy. Next, then you had the match, Lashley versus EC3, which was decent. It was decent, but it played out as all times before. Lashley, who was dominant in 2014, I thought he was, for me, one of the best wrestlers in 2014. I will continue to say that he was. He was probably one of the best and only bright spots of the WWE at that point. No, WWE, but TNA, he was one of the very big bright spots. And they just treated him like a complete and utter goober as him falling against Tyrus and then falling for EC3 again. It was so formulaic to get EC3 to the thing. I wish they could have switched things up and have EC3 lose, or something like that. Something to switch things up because honestly, at this point, I think it would have been better if Lashley would have won the whole thing. Would have actually changed the status quo, but what we got was even more stupid. When we cut to later on tonight, you had a nice promo from Bobby Roode, which he was quoting from K Rock, which oh yeah, because that was necessary. And then he says an open challenge. The U.S. Open challenge. The King of the Mountain challenge. And then, oh gosh, who was the guy? He was the guy who challenged him was Bram. Bram was doing his mad ramblings and then saying, quote, "This is my year. 2006 is my year. 2006 is my year." And he says 2016. Like, no, too late, man. I was like, Botchamania. And I was like, yep, it's right there. And I'm like, oh, they're not even trying. This woman beater, man. No, man. No, I'm done with Bram. A lot of people were done. He should have been fired after, being arrested for, capturing a woman. WWE doesn't play that. When he was signed with WWE, Bram, guess what? When he was in this altercation with the officer, guess what they did? They fired him. I said, "No, we don't play. We don't want to have that stuff now here. WWE's getting through all this type of stuff, man. We don't play that. Cutting ties. With this situation, they said, well, just suspend him. Just suspend him. This company. Like I said, I talked about earlier about James Storm coming back, yada yada yada. But dang it, that skips over the Eric Young fiasco. Oh gosh, Eric Young versus Matt Hardy. Eric Young saying Matt Hardy's done. He throws a steel chair. He does it for keeps. And then Matt Hardy comes out limping because of his early chair shot. And he's still moving the moves and everything else, like doing the side effect with no selling whatsoever. And then in the match, they prepared this. They actually used the Eric Young early in the match took the part of the padding of around the ring. Around the ring, he took apart the padding and left the concrete floor. And he picked Matt Hardy up. It was later in the match, and he did his trademark pile driver onto cement. That's it. Match over. Eric Young versus EC3. Right? Nope. No. And they come back. I cannot believe I'm going to say this because it does seem so stupid, but it does fit TNA to a T. After this horrendous thing happens, Eric Young's turned to the win by countout. Josh Matthews is confused, saying, "Oh, you only can continue by pinfall submission." But Eric Young looks like he can win by, but you didn't explain it. So he was like so shocked that Eric Young was going to win by countout, even though this is no regular match and such. It didn't explain it rightly. So yeah, Josh Matthews, great announcing. They had Jeff Hardy come out trying to will his brother back on with his face paint. I'm like, come on, man, you okay? He's trying to tell him. Then Eric Young, in his stupidity, or maybe his genius or what have you, his whatever, knocks Jeff down, knocks him down. He's out. Jeff Hardy is out. Jeff Hardy was he's down, knocked down Jeff Hardy, and then he breaks the count, and he puts Matt Hardy in. I'm like, okay, whatever. Matt's dead, but then Eric Young goes up to the top rope. He's going to finish it. But then Matt Hardy starts to stir. Matt Hardy starts to get up. And remind you, ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you, this person took a power driver on concrete. A jumping pile driver, not the tombstone, the jumping pile driver on concrete. He gets right back up, and he does an RKO twist of fate thing and wins. What? Wow. You know, I gotta say this. I am gonna apologize to John Cena. John Cena, I am sorry. I am sorry for saying that what you did at Nexus 2010 was terrible. I apologize. That was, you are forgiven. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen this right here. This is right here. The worst this is right here basically killed Eric Young forever. Eric Young was not in a good place before this, but now it's dead. Your power driver can't take down a over the hill Matt Hardy on concrete, and somehow he still continues. Oh, and later on, to make this even more silly, even more silly after the, Schiff's Creek 5-minute trailer, which I thought honestly, and I was at the time I was doing some hangout with some other people, some cool people, and I saw this. I'm like, they're doing a preview of this show during the podcast, and I'm like, what in the world's going on? They're not going to show the match. Hopefully, they show the match, but anyway, Eric Eric Young went crazy backstage. And don't be all mad at everyone else. You don't want to ruin the count of victory for yourself, you dumbass. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Um. Oh, and they missed some. At the end of the match between Bobby Roode and Bram, which was just bland and terrible. They missed so many cues, and I'm like, oh gosh, what's going on? This show is so goddamn. This show is just painfully, and terribly produced. Painfully, terribly, and horribly produced. It makes my stuff right here look gosh darn cosmopolitan and such. It makes me look no this broadcast production makes me look like Figure 4 Online Weekly. This podcast is like right up there with Brian Alvarez and the Brian and Vinny show. I'm right up there. Gosh. But then the main event happened. And before the main event, you had Jeff Hardy telling Tyrus, who I don't know if his title shot is canon anymore. I don't know. But him and Jeff Hardy say, I'm not going to be part of it. Why don't you be like that with EC3? And he's like, okay, cool. We rolls out. I'm like, huh? What brought this on? There was no arguments between them all night. Are they playing that up again? Well, they're not going to tell us, so whatever. So there's EC3 versus Matt Hardy straight up. And the match terrible because EC3 looked very half a step. It was just these guys had no chemistry with each other. This is amazing because they fought over 10,000 times last year, and yet they still have no chemistry with each other. And I love the fact in this match you have Matt Hardy doing moonsaults. Which, keep in mind, this man took a chair shot to the back and back of the head, and then got a jumping pile driver on concrete to his head, and he still had the ref on to do moonsaults and side effects and twister fakes and kicking out the 1%er. I mean, gosh dog it, this guy making John Cena looking like damn. Man, I'm like, that goodness, like, well, you're making John Cena look like, say, damn, man. Look, I know, man, making Super Cena looking like saying, you're not that good. Oh, I also forgot there was a Kurt Angle farewell tour, and it got Jesse Gallows to the mic, and that was terrible, and I just forgot everything. Eli Drake was there too. I didn't care for him either. Yeah, I just didn't care for that segment either. Set up a tag match for the Friday night pay-per-view. I didn't care. But the main event happens, and EC3 picks up the victory. Picks up the 1, 2, 3 after the super duper 1%er. And then Matt Hardy runs back crying like a little bitch back to the back and such. Looking with his wife and kid, and his wife having a look of disgust at EC3. How dare you beat my husband clean in a sheet? How dare you, EC3? How dare you not use family member to hit you? You should run like the right way, like Matt Hardy did. The right way, using his brother as a referee to hit EC3 the chair, knock him out of the match, and with his twist of stunner, and then having Matt Hardy win the title that way. That's the right way. Jeez Louise, this company, this show was just plain mediocre, and then the main event was terrible. So I don't know if it goes to mediocre and goes straight to bad territory. Just when I remind myself, it was terrible. And then the compound of terribleness. You know what the ratings were? According to ShowBuzzDaily.com, on Pop, the Impact Wrestling was 255K. Yep. Only 0.08 ratings. That's right. The ratings actually are at the same place, if not lower, than it's not. This looks like it's, if not that lower. In fact, the last primetime airing of Impact Wrestling in America drew more. It drew 269 viewers in that same in that same time slot. They got even lower. And it's much more lower than their debut on Destination America. Oh, TNA. This is, and people say that, oh, your company's not dead. It's dead. It's beyond dead. It is a non-profitable company. And yes, from 1.1 rating, from 1.1 to under 1 rating, it is amazing how this happens, you know? It is amazing in how sad a company has fallen. It has fallen to this pathetic way. It didn't even. That 70s show repeats beat this. You know what else? Let's look at the things that beat it. You had that 70s show on the network, MasterChef Canada, the NBA pregame show. Let's see, 0.6. These are 0.6s, by the way. You had uh, Morning Joe from MSNBC. You had Around the NFL Network. Young and the Restless beat TNA. Let me repeat that. Young and the Restless beat Total Non-Stop Action. Reruns. Fail. So much fail. You want to know what else beat it? Okay, we have. What else beat TNA? Oh, wait, man. Oh, well. It looks like it's a .8. It didn't beat it. It barely beat the last barely beat Impact Wrestling barely. But I gotta show this right now. I made some mistakes. Updated. So it wasn't as bad as it was. It was a .8. I gotta see. You know, again, it's just it was a lot higher on Destination America. Maybe because they hyped it up for a pretty long time, but they hyped up Pop too. But it seems to me that there's a lot of people who just don't care. There are a lot of people who just, who barely have, who just, at this point, they just don't care anymore. Oh, this was actually taped, ladies and gentlemen. It was taped guest stream. And according to I could go into spoilers. This show is going to get even worse. It is it's going to get even worse, people. It is going to get even worse. The quality of the show is going to get worse. It's going to get even worse, man. And I'm looking at the spoilers right now. Oh my goodness. It looks oh these look completely horrible. Every single one of them look completely terrible. And all of these. Oh, by the way, Jeff Hardy is 100% ready to wrestle, which makes me question why the hell is he in TNA and not in WWE. In fact, him and Matt, I've been saying we want to go back to WWE. Let me repeat that. They want to go back to WWE. And I would not be surprised if they do. Because by the end of this year, TNA is going to be without Jeff and Matt Hardy, Kurt Angle, and they're going to have nobody showing up. Nobody. And that's going to be a real fun test. So get ready for having EC3 taking on random jobber from, or you know what? It's going to be Cheese. I don't think even Cheeseburger is going to show up to TNA. He's like, nah, I can't. Mm-mm. I want to get paid. Yeah. So, yeah. TNA on Pop. Bad debut. Mediocre show for the most part. And quite honestly, on a company that's on its last breath. Well, that means I can actually start putting more TNA wrestling reviews. And yeah. Yeah, Hardys and Helms. I don't know why Helms is still there. Last time I saw Helms was them shaking Tiger Uno's hand at Bound for Glory. And I don't really care about that, and I don't care for the eventual feud. By the way, Tiger Uno did not. By the way, the X Division champion was nowhere near seen on their debut show. He wasn't even on their show. Why? Seriously, what in the world? Your X Division. I know the world title is there, but you could easily have an X Division match. Get rid of the Dollhouse segment, the beautiful people and such. Get rid of that match and put an X Division match there. It'd be nice. Build up the show with what you have, an X Division match. Or number one contender for the X Division, you have Tiger Uno at ringside. Something like that. Build up the X Division. In fact, the X Division title is not even defended in these next couple shows. He's there when he's taking on you know in a six man tag with and such, but he's not defending his belt. He's a forgotten person. What a show! What a company! But hope springs eternal. It is the beginning of 06, 2007. Oh, yes, it's the beginning of 06. I'm becoming like Bram. Happy New Year! Happy New Year! By the way, 06 was not a bad year for me anyway. Pretty good year. Pretty good year for TNA as well. But it's 2016. Maybe they'll get their act together. Maybe they'll actually get some talent. And maybe, just maybe, Dixie Carter could have rehash some gosh darn sense. But you never know. But hey, I could be wrong. I could be dead wrong. But hope springs eternal, right? Anyway, thank you so much for listening in this long, rambling podcast. Wow, I had a lot of things to say. I'll edit this down to be something more presentable on YouTube and so on. Thank you again for watching and listening to Dukect Lounge. Thank you, Guest 3, for being here. Remember, spread the word, and I want more people to come in and sense the craziness of this lounge. Thank you so much. And it's Dukect T here. Peace. Peace, love. See you when I see y'all later.